Hey y'all.
Hey Gallivanters.
Today we wanted to talk to you a little bit about travel planning because things have changed.
A lot has changed.
A lot has changed. So we just kind of wanted to give you what you need to know when planning a trip for 2021 or 2022, or at least the first half of 2022. The pandemic has definitely changed things.
Yep.
So, and for those of you that don't know, we have just planned a 7-week trip.
7-week trip.
In the UK.
Yay.
Yes, in the UK. And so we fortunately, we did our research and knew to do this, but some people may not. So I guess the first thing to know is that some places definitely still have limits on capacity.
Mm-hmm.
So whether that's restaurants or tourist sites, less space means less people. So that can be a little bit of an issue.
Yep.
There are staffing shortages across the board.
Yep. There are fewer rental cars.
Yep. A lot of the big rental car companies sold off their fleet during the pandemic.
And therefore it's even a little more expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And there are fewer of the smaller businesses. So if you think about like bed and breakfast, tour operators, or even, small non-chain restaurants and cafes. I mean, some of those folks unfortunately just didn't make it through the pandemic. I mean, that they obviously lost their livelihood.
Yeah.
So all that
kind of adds up to, longer lines, less choices.
Yeah,
So just do your research.
Absolutely. I mean, and major tourist sites that didn't require timed admissions now do. Even smaller sites are requiring pre-booked admissions. For example, this is not a small site, but the British Museum, which is free, still required a timed entry.
Yep.
Which we thought was interesting, and we did it, and that's fine. But a lot of the places that we're going before did not require any kind of advance ticket, timed entry, anything like that.
Right. And I know that also some of these places, they have a calendar, obviously, and you go in there. Well, I mean, the calendar isn't even open yet for when our trip is going to be. So we may have to wait till we're actually in Europe.
Yep, for some of them.
To book or schedule a time slot.
Yeah, that is true. A couple of them were, several of them were only like 45 days in advance, and we're going to be gone longer than that. So the back end of our trip, we've got a few things that we haven't been able to book yet. But guys, this is the first time we have ever booked more than maybe 2 or 3 big things on a trip this far in advance. Because, a lot of things happen. I mean, we liked having the flexibility. I mean, obviously, if it's nasty weather outside, we don't want to do something that's outside.
Right.
Or if it's a beautiful day, maybe we don't really want to be stuck inside,
Right.
I mean, there's just a lot of things that can happen. And so usually only the big things like, I know the Louvre, maybe the Uffizi Gallery and Vatican Museums.
Yep.
Those are really kind of like, those are the kinds of things that we would book in advance, basically because we had to.
Right.
Everything else, I mean, even if it required advance, typically you could have some availability within the first, within 3 or 4 days, so you could do it kind of once you got there.
Right. And there have even been restaurants that we have already made reservations for because it's just, as we said, staffing shortages, less choices. So, I mean, that's another thing, except for like Edinburgh and London, I think we've made restaurant reservations.
Yeah, I mean, we are renting apartments the majority of the time, just to have less that indoor contact. But the places that we don't have an apartment, we have made all of those reservations.
Right.
And in some cases, they're our second or our third choice because our first and second ones
already booked.
Already booked. And this is, 2.5 months in advance. Yeah. So it's going to take a longer planning time than you're used to. It certainly did for me. I mean, I got really a little bit overwhelmed, and I'm the one who usually plans everything, never researches everything, never have an issue. And it was a
calm her down.
It was a process for sure. So, I guess at the end of the day, our best advice to you is to be patient.
Be flexible.
Yes, be flexible, be patient, and make sure that you do advanced planning, certainly for the rest of 2021, and I would say at least the first half of 2022.
Yeah.
So just know that it is different. Things are definitely not the same, and just be prepared for that.
But at least right now we get to travel.
We do. So yeah, we hope that helps. If any of you guys are planning on taking any trips, just flexibility, advanced planning, extra time, just be prepared for things to happen.
And be kind.
Yes, absolutely. So we hope this video helps you guys in your planning of any trips. And if you know of anybody who may be interested in this video, please share it. That helps us out a bunch. If you can think of anything else we missed, leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button.
Hit that subscribe button.
And ring the bell.
Dingy dong.
So you'll be the first to know when we release new content. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. And just remember,
live your best life.
Bye, y'all.
See ya.